Good evening. Welcome to the first episode of my new podcast called Fitlike. My first guest tonight is Andrew Gairns. Andrew is going to do a 72-hole golf challenge along with his friend Scott White. Before I can forget, congratulations, Scott, passing your driving test. So, Andrew, over to you. And my first question to you, Andrew, is Fitlike.
I'm fine. How's you, Willie?
I'm very well, and thank you very much for coming on to my podcast.
No problem.
Good. So I just mentioned earlier a way to do a 72-hole golf challenge in one day. So firstly, tell me about the challenge, Andrew, and then behind it.
So obviously, as you said, 72 holes. We are starting for Belgar at 6 o'clock on Saturday, the 17th of June. So we'll play 18 holes at Belgar. We'll then play 9 holes at Broch. Out to Rosarte, play 9 holes, then up to Turra to play 18 holes, and then back to the Broch, finishing 18 holes on a big course in the Broch. And it's all being done in memory of one of my best pals, Cameron Boyle. He sadly passed away last year on the 16th of June, which is why we're doing it that day. Cameron suffered quite heavily with mental health. He and unfortunately took his own life. So kind of the reason behind doing this is just to do it in memory of Cameron, but also raise awareness of mental health and encourage people to speak up about their own mental health. Okay,
so that's a fair challenge you're taking on. We'll maybe cover a golf first, then we'll get on to Cameron.
Yeah, it's fine.
How did the organisation come about? How did you do that?
So it was one of them conversations that me and Scott had. We originally spoke about it. Well, in fairness, originally me and Cameron spoke about doing something, and then after Cameron passed, me and Scott were kind of speaking about it. Going, oh, it'd be good to do something like that. And then it was a case of, right, where do we want to play? I just got married the middle of last month to Scott's sister, and it was a case of, right, once the wedding's out of the way, we'll then fire on with the planning of it kind of thing, and it's just kind of going for there. So we got in touch with a few local clubs, and starting off, obviously we're starting it in Veralhi. We would have liked to start at the Broch and finish at the Broch, but Belgar's got something on during the day, so we're out there starting 6 in the morning, and it was just a case of trying to fit everything in around about that plan kind of thing.
What sort of time are you expecting to finish at night?
So we're kind of hoping we tee off in the morning, obviously 6 o'clock. We kind of roughly thought we'll be in to play the 9 holes at Baroque about kind of 9:30. We're booked into Rosarte at 11:30, Turriff at 2 o'clock, and so 3 hours to get round, 3.5 to get round Turriff means we'll probably be starting at the Broch at about 6 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening. So we're probably speaking 9 o'clock, 9:30 before potentially we could be finished.
Like a long day for you, Andrew.
Yeah, thankfully I'm not here to drive, and thankfully the wife has kindly volunteered to drive us about. So yeah.
So are you walking every course, or are you using buggies?
We'll walk every course. I did have the plan to carry my bag for the 72 holes, but I haven't quite decided if I'll carry it the whole way. I might do a few, can do the first 9 and the first 18 and the last 18 carrying my bag, but the rest of it just use a trolley. But yeah, we'll still be walking the whole way around the whole 72 holes. So
before you get to bed the night before, a wee prayer that it's sunshine in there last.
Well, that's the thing, is that's the thing where you plan these challenges, and again, you're in the hands of the gods really. With regards to the weather, it's I've done it before. I did it before when I was a junior, and I played it round the Broch. Thankfully, 2 times I've done it previously, it's been a scorcher of a day. Hopefully mid-June should be fine, but it's Scotland, so
This is a Brochus fighting with Andrew.
well, aye. If as long as we didn't get snow, I can cope with anything else. But if we get snow in the middle of June, we can something's going wrong.
Sure enough. So you're saying you're raising money, and folk, how do folk get involved with donating for you?
So I've got a Just Giving page. There's links and that on my Facebook page and Scott's Facebook page. There's also around about the Broch. Peter at Dunes has been kind enough. He ran his Dunes golf competition and donated a percentage of the profits to us. I think he donated about 680 quid.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, Peter.
Which was a massive help and kind of massively appreciated for myself, Scott, and Cameron's family as well. But yeah, it's a Just Giving page. The link's on my Facebook page. I've shared it numerous times, but there'll be a few more things going up. We getting closer. We'll kind of ramp up the publicity a bit more. And there is posters around about it, kind of various local businesses and stuff in the Broch as well. So
very good. Can anyone get involved and sort of help you on the day? Is there anything people on the day could do to help you?
On the day, just the support. Kind of, like I'm saying, that my wife's kindly volunteered to drive us around, and it's kind of my mum and dad have said they'll kind of if we need food or anything dropped off at kind of points, and Kim's mum and dad have said kind of first things they can be to help, just to shout and ask him. But I think as long as we plan pretty well, we should be good. But yeah, just the support for everybody to keep us going. If folks see us on the course, can, like I'm saying, on the various courses, just kind of give us a shout you on, or if we're hunting you up, just to get us into trouble. But we'll be very distinctive on the course. Our folk will recognise us. I wouldn't say quite yet why they'll recognise us on the course, but we have got something in the pipeline for folk recognising us on the course. So stay tuned.
A leeway if you're hunting up a wee bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's kind of it is. I can myself. It's frustrating being behind folk, but kind of it's just the two of us, so we should be pretty quick. Getting round courses. I think the way we've kind of planned it as well, getting out to Bilger at 6 in the morning. If you're out in a golf course at 4-6 in the morning, you're not got to be hudding on anybody up again. So that should be fine. And then the 2 9s, the Broch and Mazarte, it's they're short courses, but they're busy courses. But we'll just keep plodding along, and we'll keep going as all day kind of thing.
And I'll tell everyone to hurry you up with whatever you're going to be wearing, or they'll maybe get lighted through.
Hopefully folk recognise what we're doing. And like I say, other golf courses are aware of what we're doing. And they've all got posters and stuff up in the clubhouses, and it's hopefully the members and stuff are on the day. If we might end up hearing is kind of a sponsor form at the kind of desk or at the bars and stuff in the golf courses as well. So kind of folk are out playing that courses, and they're able to spare a pound or two just to help help us raise as much money as we can. So it's massively appreciated.
Yeah, total in mind, just get whatever you can get.
Yeah, I mean we set out originally. I set out to be the target of £500. I then was told that's it's enough, but aim bigger. I then put it to £1,000, but we're now currently sitting at about 1,700.
Oh, magic.
So and we've still got a month to go. So we're hoping to kind of more than double fit with what our original target was. So yeah, we've just to.
Well, I guess you and Scott have got a bit healthy and make sure you didn't pull muscles or anything before this starts.
Well, that's the thing is, I've kind of I've been doing this last kind of couple of weeks is going out and going to dunes, and hitting 100 bars every kind of other day. I was just out playing golf today. So just kind of trying to play a little bit more. My job, unfortunately, is stuck behind a desk quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, okay.
So in the more I can get myself out and move in, and it should be on the day, hopefully should be fine.
And as I say, on a day, everything goes to plan.
Yeah, hopefully.
Andrew, can you tell us a wee bit about Cameron for folk that didn't ken Cameron? I don't know Cameron.
So Cameron, I met Cameron. It would have been 2017, I think it was. He came to work at a pool in the Broch. He was just a nice guy. We kind of instantly formed a bit of a friendship. We both liked golf. We both were. We both had a love of animals and Fitlike. I didn't have a dog, but I was being hounded by the better half to get a dog.
Okay.
It's an argument I lost, but yeah. So we kind of started working together at a Broch, and then we just kind of kept in touch and Fitlike. And it wasn't kind of really until like essentially COVID hit, and so March 2020, that fateful time when you couldn't go out or anything, and me and Cameron I was working up in Turriff, but obviously I'm fae the Broch. I stay in the Broch. We were seconded to work in Fitlike care home in the Broch, just next to the hospital. So it was quite a strange transition for us coming from a leisure environment to working in a care home with all this vulnerable people, and Fitlike. But it was something that Cameron kind of threw himself into. If I was anybody needing help, or any of the other staff that was wanting help, he'd be the first to put his hand up, kind of thing. Me, on the other hand, I kind of kicked up a fuss, but I held a little bit more back in the sense that I didn't feel comfortable in the environment. That me and him, we worked together in there for a couple of months. And kind of as things started to open up and ease up, we kind of said, right, we need to go out and play golf, kind of thing, because we'd spend every day from we were in the place speaking about golf, and it was just one of them things that no, we need to get out. So we kind of started going out golfing, and we tried to kind of make a point to going out golfing kind of once a week to kind of different courses. Cameron previously was a member at Longside, I think it was. So we would go to Longside quite a lot. It was dry as well, which is always fine at Longside. And so I was kind of started that contributed to the idea this challenge going to different courses is because me and him went to different courses and stuff. But it wasn't until kind of early 2021, Cameron I suppose 2020 was showing signs of it as well, but he kind of started to have issues with his mental health. He started kind of getting into a bit of a downward spiral almost.
Okay.
But it was something that I just saw as at the end of the day, he's my mate, he's my pal. I want to be there for him, kind of thing. I'll help him in any way that I can. So me asking him to go to golf was my way of saying to it, my way of helping. Unfortunately enough, mental health is something that I've had kind of experience with my whole life. So I just saw it as I want to help him. I want to try and help him get better. So that was kind of the whole reason behind going out golfing every week, touching base, and just being there for him.
Okay. Did Cameron actually open up and tell you he's suffering a wee bit with mental health? Or
he did eventually. There is this stigma males that they kind of speak to each other about how they're feeling, and I think it's, for me, it's something that I'm very open with how I'm feeling and fit heavy. I always have been. So it was, I saw it as a way of just speaking to him and letting him speak rather than me hounding him, asking questions, because I came for, like it is, when folk are asking and asking and asking, you do sometimes kind of go into your shell a little bit. But no, Cameron in event is, as time went on, kind of opened up a bit and said kind of how he was feeling, and I kind of just was, like I'm saying, I was just being there for him and listening to what he was saying.
Just being a good mate. And did Cameron seek professional help?
Yeah, so Cameron had help, and he tried to get help every way that he possibly could.
Okay.
He was one of the charities that were raising money for TARDIS, which is out at Cruden Bay. He went and kind of got like life coaching for them. Cameron unfortunately had a couple of spells in hospital as well, but he was getting help in that from some of the staff that were there. But yeah, Cameron was trying everything.
And while this is going on, Andrew, were you taking care of your own mental health? Or was you aware of it?
I probably wasn't really aware of my own. Kind of at the time, looking back on it, I think I maybe wasn't in kind of the right headspace, but at the time I saw it as I'm there, I'm being there as a pal for him. I'm not being there for me to feel better kind of thing. I'm there to try and make him feel better. She my girlfriend or my fiance at that point, whichever. Kim was, I had Kim at home to come home and speak to, and she was massive for me. So I felt like I was being that person for Cameron. So yeah.
But the thing is, everybody needs somebody to talk to and unload on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that's like I'm saying, that's what I felt I was doing. I was that person for him. COVID was quite a lonely time for everyone, regardless of whether you were in a house with 4 or 5 people or you were in a house on your own. Everyone really was kind of isolated because you weren't getting out to socialise. You weren't getting out to just you weren't able to go to work. You were sitting at home or in a care home, for you were in an environment that wasn't what you were used to, kind of thing. So
especially for a young lad like you two are pretty young lads, it's a really strange environment for 2 young lads to be in. Must have been a massive adjustment.
It did. It was one of them. Cameron probably on the outside maybe held it together slightly better within the actual care home than I did. I kind of fought back a few times, but just I wasn't comfortable with it, and I was raising issues that I wasn't comfortable with. But yeah, it was a weird environment, and looking back on it, how things got to that point where we were being put into care homes, without speaking about testing and stuff like that, is just, it's mental.
When you look back now, my next question, if it's too hard a question for you, emotionally, just let me know, we can move on.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard the news about Cameron?
Broken. And to put it shortly, I was so I got the phone, I got a message, kind of like, would have been about 1 o'clock in the morning, but I was on an early shift at work, so I didn't see the message kind of till I woke up. I woke up before my alarm, which is unusual. And then I looked at my phone and I had a couple of messages for people, and it was saying if it had happened. And it took a minute it took more than a minute. It took a wee while just for it to actually sink in. Fit had happened, and kind of woke Kim up, and I kind of broke down to her, and then I was like, no, get a grip. It's kind of, and kind of got myself round, and I was like, right, go to work. Can I just almost tried to carry on as normal? Before I went to work, I'd phoned my mum and my dad to tell them. And that was a horrible conversation to hear with my mum and dad, is kind of say that this guy that was a friend, kind of me and my best mates had done this. I went to work, and I'd messaged the folk that I was working with and says, look, I'll be there, but I'll be late, kind of thing. And then when I got to work, they were like, when I explained what had happened, the kind of man, a smoker lady called Amanda that I work with, she'd kind of said, what are you doing here? Like, go home. And I was like, no, I need to be at work. I need to be busy. I need to just keep going, because if I sit down, I'll break. I'll break down, kind of thing. But I need to be at work. And then eventually, kind of, she essentially slapped me around and went, no, you're going home, kind of thing. So that first few days, that first day I came home from work, and went round to my mum and dad's house to speak to them, and obviously they were kind of getting upset, and I was getting upset, and then I came home, and I tried to do what I had done earlier. I tried to go to the gym, just to kind of keep myself busy, and think about it. Really, it was probably the worst thing I could have done, because it balls it up. Nobody knows how they're gonna feel when they get in news like that. Nobody knows how to react. There's no right or wrong way. But yeah, I just I tried to go about as normal until such point that I was like, yeah, that it did affect me. Affected my own mental health, for a wee while, and I was nae feeling 100%.
It's understandable, though.
It's one of them things that, like, I mind going round to see Cameron's mum and dad, John and Lorna, and they were just broken. They were went round with Zav, Kelly. We went round together, because it was like, I wanted to go and see his mum and dad, but I was like, if I go myself, it might be too much for them, it might be too much for me. So if we go together, at least we've got each other and fit to be. And we sat in his mum and dad's house, just speaking about him and sharing stories, and just it was just one of them things. It just felt weird.
It's like it's not happened, and
yeah. And then it was, when we went round, his mum had asked both Zav and me, would we mind taking a cord at the funeral, to which I had said, yeah, not really thinking about it. The last funeral I had been at, or the only funeral I'd been at prior to that, was my granny Martha. And then the next funeral I'm at, I'm burying my best friend. It was quite a strange thing, but it was also an honour to be asked to take a cord at the funeral. And then a couple of days before the wedding, his mum had messaged me asking, would I mind carrying Cameron out? To which, when I got the message, I broke down. I just completely went to pieces. Whether it was the realization that he was gone, or if it was, I just completely and utterly broke down when I got that message. But then on the day at the funeral, I felt like I had to be strong because I was being asked to carry him. I was being asked to take a cord. It was our things, and it was my final way of helping Cameron. And he's now he's at peace. He's everyone that's still here are hurting and miss him. But yeah, he's at peace now. He's not happy, but yeah, he's
not tormented.
No, he made his decision, and he stuck with it.
How have you been looking after yourself since Cameron's gone?
So since he's kind of gone, I've just kind of threw myself into work a little bit. I kind of speaking about him just now is kind of feel like I am at work.
Okay.
Like I'll openly speak about Cameron with anybody that kind of asks. Cameron was, so I just, as I said earlier, I got married 6 weeks ago. Cameron was supposed to be one of my best men, one of my groomsmen at my wedding. So that was the thing that was kind of hardest. And like me and Kim spoke about it and was like, we're not replacing him. And Fit Heavy, and we'll have a little nod to him on the day kind of thing. But then it was all the events and the run up, obviously, to the wedding. So the stagger was the thing that I was probably at my lowest on my stagger. On the Friday night we were away, I kind of just broke down. A mixture between emotion, alcohol, and Fit Heavy, and I just needed out of there kind of thing. But then kind of as the wedding got closer, I because I still keep in touch with his mum and dad. I still speak to his mum and dad every other week. I was just out last Friday. Yeah, last Friday I was out to his mum and dad's. So I still speak to his mum and dad, and still speak about Cameron, and it's just my way of coping with it, is speaking about him as much as I can.
Well, that's good, because with this going out on the airwaves, I was going to say, how are you feeling about speaking to him in public? Do you? You've already answered the question. That's good. So I see a strength in you, Andrew.
Yeah,
you've gone through tough times, but I see a strength in you that I think will stand you in good stead.
I think it's helped. Like I'm saying, it's helped. Kim has been amazing. She's been there for me, and again, we've both been hurting this kind of last year, but we've both leaned on each other and used each other where we've had to, and kind of just say, look, I'm struggling, or she's struggling, or whatever. We've both just kind of leaned on each other and Fit Heavy.
And it's great to have that support, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Without Kim, I ken far I would be right now.
Maybe Cameron thought the same about you. It was great to have you as support.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did. So if you think about Andrew, Cameron, sorry, somebody says, well, like a lad was Cameron, how would you like folk to remember him? How do you remember him?
Just as
You're smiling.
He was just a really, sounds really bad, but he was just really sarcastic and really, like, Cameron loved to hear a joke and loved to try and wind folk up, but he'd also be the first person to say sorry. If a joke had gone too far, or he would always be the person that you would go to, and everyone that worked with Cameron would say that he was one of the best bosses they had, because he wouldn't do something unless he wouldn't ask a member of staff to do something unless he would do it himself.
Fair enough.
He was one of the nicest guys I've kind of had the pleasure to meet and work alongside, and to be able to call him a friend was great.
And listen to you, I bet he says the same virtues about yourself.
Yeah, he probably would have asked my mate to play as good at golf. From I went out at golf, we had a rule that whoever lost had to pay for a McDonald's.
Okay.
And it turned out that Cameron paid for more McDonald's than I did. But yeah, it was just we had that that bond with the golf and stuff, and we were able to wind each other up and
just bounce off
just bounce off each other and take a mick at each other, and but also were able to, or Cameron was able to knock me down a peg when I needed it. If I was getting too big for my boots.
That's what mates are for, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what mates are for.
But no, he's still I still think about him. I still he moments for he's in the back of my head. Like when I was out at his mum and dad's on Friday, they have given me all his golf clubs.
Okay.
So the challenge, as well as being the 72 holes, I'm actually using Cameron's golf clubs as well.
Oh, very good.
So he'll be with me the whole round, and I can just hear him already in my head as soon as I've missed a putt, or I've chunked a chip, or I've topped a drive, or if you just hear him in my log, just winding me up. And because I've got the excuse that because I'm using his clubs, it's his fault.
Very good excuse, is it?
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I'll be quite. I've gone out a couple of times already with the clubs, and I can see I'm going to do a little bit of work, using the clubs before the actual day, or else, I'll probably be able to pay Dunes so much money and got lost golf bars and Fativia, they'll be able to put an extension onto that driving range.
Well, Andrew, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you.
No problem.
Question before we go. If you or any guy or any woman, anybody suffering with mental health or even suspect their friends might be, what advice would you give them? Just
speak. The worst thing that anybody can do is bottle up how they're feeling. It's mental health. There is this stigma, and especially a stigma for males. But just speak. Nobody has ever got to think less of you for speaking up and opening up on how you're feeling. And if they do think less of you, then they're not a very good friend, because suicide in males is the biggest killer. Guys under the age of 35, I think it is. And it's just getting that word out there that it's okay to be okay. It's okay to speak about how you're feeling. So yeah, my advice is speak to somebody, find someone, whether it be your partner, whether it be a friend, whether it be your bakers, when you go in and just speak to them, they'll speak to you. They'll think they can get an extra sale if they can speak to you for longer.
Raise awareness, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'd say that this is just about raising awareness and making sure that people are aware out there that there is help out there. And the likes of the charities, so the charities that I'm raising money for, obviously TARDIS out in Cruden Bay that I've spoken about already. They're a life coaching group that Cameron went to and had a wee bit of success, a little bit of success with. Shirley Space out in Crimond, they have really helped Mershaw Cameron's mum. She's been going to them. So that, and then the other charity that I'm donating money to, TWSPP, the World Suicide Prevention Project. Focal he heard about Danny Thane and his sleep out and his cycling around the UK and stuff like that, and it's these three charities are, there'll be charities that will remain close to me, but they're also charities that do so much work for folk out there with mental health. But yeah.
Well, Andy, it only leaves me to say it's been an absolute pleasure to speaking to you. Good luck with your golf challenge, and thanks for letting us all know about Cameron.
No problem.
If you hit a bad shot using Cameron's golf clubs, it's not your fault, it's his.
It is, like.
But you take care, and finally, tell folk where I can contribute to sponsor you.
So, like I'm saying, on my Facebook page, there's a link to my Just Giving page. It doesn't. We're not asking folk to donate hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Even every penny that we're able to raise has gone direct to the charities. The three, like I'm saying, three charities that have donating to TARDIS, Life Coaching, Shirley Space, and TWSPP. They will be massively appreciated of any money that they get. And yeah, thank you.
Right, Andrew, thank you very much. Good luck with your challenge, and I hope it all goes well.
No problem. Thank you, Willie.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thanks,
Never
Andrew. Take care.
Yeah.